All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday, new comic book day.
Happy,
And
happy, joy.
absolutely, we are live here at Comix Asylum. We've got some news to send your way. My name is Steve, here with Vaughn. And Vaughn, how's everything on your side?
Great. It's a great day for new comics as well too. So we'll plug a couple of things that came out today as well too. But other than that, it's a good Wednesday. Can't complain. So we'll plug a couple of things that came
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it me, or has it been kind of like a turbulent time for comic book creators, especially those of the past? It just seems like we keep losing them, like almost like one a week with Sam Kieth, who passed away, creator of the Max, co-creator of Sandman,
Mm-hmm.
um, passed away last week. But it just seems like we lost Sal earlier this year and George Perez last year. It just seems like one after another. A lot of our heroes are the people that we're really tied to in terms of like making comics what they are even today.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving us.
Yeah. Before we get into that, just a point, we're old. So there's a generation of comic book creators that are kind of
Yeah.
getting up to their later years. So we're running into that a lot. And also, I think a lot of the spotlight right now are a lot on the new creatives.
Mhm.
So some of these guys are kind of falling to the wind a little bit, right? Versus the guys that we grew up with, right? So you got to think they were older than us when we were younger, by
Yeah,
a decent amount. So you think
like 10, at least 10 years. And then some of the people that we grew up when we were kids reading,
20,
they would have been like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And in some cases 40 years older.
Yeah. So go figure, right? But yeah, no, that's it's unfortunate, because there's a lot of creators that are getting up there. Also, it's a weird topic to bridge, but you also run into the fact that because they're work for hire, and not the same thing, I don't know what the healthcare system versus up here, what that would look like down in the States in regards to getting treatments and stuff like that. We have it easy up here in Canada in the sense that we could just kind of go and do, I say easy, but we could just kind of go and check in on stuff, right?
Easier, yeah.
Versus down there, everything that you do, you go to a hospital, it's a bill, right? And I know, not the same thing, I know in some parts the healthcare is great, but in the more, the average is more lower than not, right? So I wouldn't say that's playing into it, but those things have to be weighed into when you're dealing with people that are doing work for hire, right?
Yeah, there's no union in comics.
Yeah, there's no union in comics.
There's no healthcare plan.
Yeah.
And so when hardships hit, it probably hits comic book creators
harder than not, right?
A little harder than others. And then unless you have like a stand-up desk, you're also like sitting a lot.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. The lifestyle doesn't lead to the most active, depending on the type of personality, it doesn't lead to the most active type of circumstances as well too, right?
Right.
And you kind of beat and batter your body. I was actually watching the Dave Finch stream this week. He does a stream every Monday.
He drew Rom.
Rom, yeah, dude. He did a
nice night.
Yeah.
That's right. I love Rom, man.
Rom's great. But it's funny too. He was having a hard time for a bit because also he was saying that he didn't sleep the night before because he was trying to finish a cover. So he didn't get no rest at all. And I think that's the kind of the status quo for some of these guys that are always on a deadline, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, but yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah, that's a tragic loss. Actually, speaking of which, I didn't realize you said he co-created Sandman.
Apparently so, yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's a weird. Actually, no, I could see his art kind of influencing that for sure.
Yeah.
Like the more abstract stuff from the past when Sandman was a little bit more, they had him drawing a little more chaotic and stuff like that. I could see that.
Yeah, for sure. There's a great article on Bleeding Cool.
Okay.
And it's about Jim Lee bringing Sam Kieth and Max to Image Comics. So we're just going to touch on that for like a little bit, and then we'll hop into some other stuff because we're on a tight schedule. And oh my goodness, is there a lot of stuff?
Oh yeah,
there's so much.
It's an active week. I got to say, it's an active week, and I just jumped out a little bit before. Just getting into that, I just jumped outside a little bit before, and I picked up these bad boys.
Oh wow!
Well too. I think there's like 16 different covers.
Yeah, there's a lot.
right? So I picked up which one's this one? I think I picked up the
Okay,
Olivia Copio.
let me highlight you there. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I picked up the Olivia Copio one, and I think this is your boy over there who's drawing Batman right now.
That's Jorge Jimenez.
Yeah. So I picked up those two because those are the two most recognizable ones that I thought, right? So I like those ones quite a bit.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And where'd you pick them up?
So I didn't get a chance to get over to Big B, but I took this one. This is a little local shop, collectible shop that's downtown Hamilton in the.
Can you show the covers again?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. This is downtown Hamilton in the local shop. It's like a collectible shop and Pokemon kind of card store. That's inside of Jackson Square. So you're braving your own life going into Jackson Square, but every once in a while it's good just to pick up some books. But
right.
I just checked online. Our good friends over at Big B Comics, a shout out to them. They were doing a giveaway for the very first 100 people that got into their store today. They were giving away, I think, this cover for free. So
wow.
If you guys are in the Hamilton area and they're open now, but maybe you just have a couple left as well too. But you run over there and they'll give you a free version of it.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of a monumental thing. The guy that I was talking to at the store, he's like, I wonder if any of these are going to be worth anything. I go, I don't know.
And see, it comes down to print run, right? Like what people kind of mistake is that scarcity is what drives value.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why like those 1 in 300 covers, like variant covers, those are the ones that pop.
Yeah.
Right.
I bet you they printed 200,000 of these things, if not more, of each cover.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah. Think about it, right? So
maybe more. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the Bleeding Cool ad.
Yep.
And says Jim Lee, I'm bringing Sam Kieth and the Max to Image Comics. So Jim Lee recalls bringing Sam Kieth and the Max to Image Comics in 1993 for Darker Image, which only lasted 1 issue.
I have that book. I remember that book.
Nice. So this is by Rich Johnston at Bleeding Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Says I reported the sad news of Sam Kieth's passing over the weekend, as well as sharing tributes and memories from across the comic book industry, especially regarding the character that made him famous, the Max. In that form, at least, which first appeared in 1993's Darker Image, a black and white comic book published by Image Comics alongside founders Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld. Jim Lee debuted his and Brendan Choi's character Deathblow. There's a name from the past, Brendan Choi.
Deathblow, yeah.
And Deathblow, yes. A bit like the Punisher. Rob Liefeld and his character Bloodwolf, a bit like Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
And from Sam Kieth and William Messner Loeb's The Max, like nothing we had ever seen before. Darker Image was meant to be a series. They only managed 1 issue, but then each character spun off into their own books. I quoted Rob Liefeld on Darker Image yesterday, but current DC Comics publisher, president, and CCO Jim Lee also had his own early 90s memories to share, which he posted to social. So look at this cover here.
Yeah, I love that cover. And then you got Jim Lee doing his best Frank Miller back in that time as well.
Oh, that's right, because he was kind of doing the
Sin City. The negative. Yeah, the negative
Sin City inspired.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Jim says Kieth, who was not just a big name coming off his sensational run of Marvel Comics Presents, but a friend who also loved talking about the physiological underpinnings of our favorite characters. My pitch to Sam back then was simple. Come do whatever you want. Total creative freedom. Own it all. Take it wherever you want or nowhere at all. And Sam ran with it and launched his creation, The Max, through our anthology series, Darker Image #1, promptly selling over 1 million copies.
Damn, that was a different era. So sold 1 million copies.
Wasn't that a different era?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. So it's interesting because like Sam Kieth had that style, which is kind of like what Jay Lee adopted later, which was like this dark. Mark Teixeira had it as well too, which like this dark, just in your face kind of style, heavy blacks. Styles that Mignola, Frank Miller would have adopted as well too.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And even though like I don't think I have many of his books, he'd no doubt left a lasting impact on the industry.
I think I have the Darker Image for sure, and I think I have the very first 5 or 6 issues of Max. I forgot how long it ran, but I have all of them. I did collect it. Didn't know where the story was going, but I did have all of them.
I have to say I enjoyed watching because I don't think I ever bought the Max,
But you watched
but I watched the
series.
cartoon.
Yeah,
I watched the cartoon. The cartoon was
that was on HBO too, right?
that's a good question. I'm not quite sure.
Actually, it might have been on something else.
Not quite sure.
Yeah.
Just because today is a crazy news day. Got something else to share with you. We are getting a Punisher series.
Oh, what, John Bernthal?
Yep, John Bernthal's Punisher. This is from Deadline. We are getting a special. So you remember, was it the Marvels Presents?
It was the Marvel Presents. I think it was the Werewolf.
Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, Disney Plus. Yeah.
So it gets a release date. We're getting it. I think it's May 12th. So
yeah, it's pretty fast.
Special, yeah, pretty fast for sure. Starring John Bernthal, has been titled "The Punisher: One Last Kill," and will launch on Disney Plus May 12th, the same day as Daredevil: Born Again season 2 finale, which is actually streaming right now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But I have not watched any of it yet. Just been too busy. It's tax time, people, so you're not seeing me dig into anything until I have all that stuff taken care of. But Frank Castle, this is from the Punisher. I think this is the X account. Frank Castle returns in a Marvel television special presentation, Punisher: One Last Kill, May 12th on Disney Plus. So that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of Punisher this at this point.
Year. Yeah, this is actually.
He's in Brand New Day. He's going to be in Daredevil, and then he's also getting his little one shot as well too.
Yeah, and then I think in the Marvel books they relaunched him just recently as well too.
Yes,
with a whole new line of books. I think he did a one shot as well too. I don't know if there's a partner, but there's like another character that there are kind of people are hinting that that's who Sadie Sink is playing in this Spider-Man iteration.
Yeah, Sadie Sink. That's like the mystery that keeps on mysterious.
Yeah, the giant redheading that everybody keeps on saying. Just because she's a redhead, she's going to be Jean Grey. I have a feeling that she might not.
She's not going to be Jean. She might be related to it's a Spidey. I stopped reading Spidey around this time, but it's a Spidey villain. It's about the time where he basically became a spider again. Like he's done that many times where he's either got like 6 arms, he's been turned into a lizard back in the 70s, and then he's spidered out a few times where he became, full Spidey.
Yeah, they're saying that some people are hinting at. I'm not reading into it too much, but like people saying that they've painted out his arms in some of those trailers for when he is the 6-armed spider.
Yeah, if they go down that route, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be hilarious. Yeah. My only thing with that is I wouldn't want them to go down that route, because the problem is that's going to happen is you're going to have him turn into a spider midway to the 2nd arc, and then you got to wrap it up by the 3rd arc. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Oh, you mean the 3rd act?
Third act, yeah. So
there's a lot. Maybe they won't have him go full spider.
Yeah.
Right. With the legs and the eyes and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you see them hinting at it because his eyes do change in that.
It turns to black, yeah.
Fights in the fights in the prison, fights the hand where, we speculated what it could be, but maybe he's releasing Daredevil out of prison or something at this point.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Like, we know people have been scrubbed from those images that we got in the trailer.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Something's off.
Yeah, we'll see. In more Marvel news, this one kind of shocked me. Me. We're getting another season of Wonder Man. So this is courtesy of AV Club.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Disney gives Wonder Man and Trevor a call back for season 2. I'm kind of shocked.
Me too. I did hear it performed well in regards to its ratings. Not so much. Sorry, not its ratings. It's like Cinescore and critiques. People said it's actually one of the better Disney Plus shows. Right. So I guess maybe they're capitalizing, but I'm hoping the whole idea is that they'll give each show 2 seasons, no matter what, suss it out so it has a little bit of legs, and then probably if this 2nd season doesn't perform, it's not coming back. But I hope that's the new play. They'll just give it 2 seasons off the get, because this one renewed pretty fast. So I would no doubt think that they probably had 2 seasons planned out from the get-go.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's a good point actually. And
because
we'll
only like finished what a month or two ago. It wasn't that long ago that it finished.
No, it
Right?
was very recent. And you know what? Okay, so this is going to get into when we start talking about Star Trek.
Okay.
Just responding here. Okay. Oh, today. Yeah. So one of our comments. This is from Hiratan. Asked, "What's good, y'all? Pick up any new comics lately?" Well, yeah. These, as you mentioned earlier, Hiratan, you just missed it. Spider-Man and Superman, their crossover between DC and Marvel. They
First,
came out today. So
yeah, it just came out today.
if you want to show those, I'm gonna
Yeah.
spotlight. So Hiratan, if you want, head down to your local comic shop and pick these up.
Yeah, support local, guys. Support local. They need your help as much as you can.
Yeah, for sure.
As much as it's been a great year for comics as a whole between DC and some of the stuff that Marvel's doing, I think this crossover has kind of saved Marvel this year.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I would think they would be on a heavy back foot compared to what DC's doing this year.
Right.
But even still, if you can, guys, go support local.
Yes, absolutely. Sticking with comics, you're gonna enjoy this one. Boom's bringing it hard, man. Boom's doing a good job.
Mhm.
There is another Power Rangers coming.
I did see this, and my boy here is. I wish he was drawing the whole thing, but I think he's only doing the covers.
This cover, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
For sure. I just think it pops. It's fantastic. So it says the Power Rangers are no longer teenagers with attitude, but do they still have that heroic power within? Don't miss Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 1, 2026, from writer Marguerite Bennett alongside artists at Glove Studios, at Blue Sky Social, and Philip Sevi at Blue Sky Social this June. So you've got a couple of months before it comes out.
Yeah.
But if this is what the interior art looks like, fingers crossed, you got my money.
Marguerite is she's been over at Boom for a while. I think she was doing stuff back in the day because I kept on getting her and Marguerite Sauvage mixed up.
Right.
And I think they were doing either the My Little Pony or one of those books at one point in time over there when they had that license, and that was blowing up back in 2014, 2016, I think.
Right.
Or whatnot. So she's been there for a bit, from what I understand. So that's good that they're giving her different types of things. I wonder, with all the stuff that Boom does, like what are their licensing, and you guys still a licensing split on every book, because they are heavy license focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we heard some numbers when all that Diamond stuff was going down pretty heavy as to like what kind of reductions and what they're getting for their runs on their books and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, I guess it's a tough spot where you want IP because IP drives sales.
Yeah.
And they can help then foster any kind of original IP that you can come up with. But every original IP it's a bit of a gamble.
It's a bit of a gamble, and I think they had two different divisions because there's Boom Studios, there was the Boom Kids, not Boom Kids, but they was called something else, and then they had a couple of original IP imprints as well too. I can't remember.
Right.
So I like what Boom's doing. I mean, overall, I think. What would you think? They're number 4 right now.
Well, that's hard to say.
Well, you got what? You got DC, Marvel, Image. Technically, Skybound would be number.
Skybound, I still think of that as Image, though.
I know, me too. That's the thing, right? Like you're kind of splitting hairs with those. Same thing with like if you said Ghost Protocol, you're kind of splitting hair. Boom.
Yeah. Boom. Ghost Machine.
Oh,
Ghost Protocol. Mission Impossible.
Ghost Machine. That's what I said Ghost Protocol. Did I? Is that what?
Yeah, you did. Because I was like Ghost Protocol. No, that's Mission Impossible. But it's all good. Yeah, because there's Mad Cave.
There's Mad Cave. Yeah.
You know, I know Distillery got paused, but I think they're bigger than Distillery.
Yeah, definitely build it this because I think even Mad Cave is probably underneath what the amount that Boom is putting out.
Yeah, Al, you're right. Maybe Dark Horse.
Either Dark Horse or IDW.
IDW, man, you know what? I kind of forget about IDW sometimes.
Yeah, we still get some of their
solicitations. Yeah, Dark Horse, and I guess Dark Horse. Well, I guess that's what happens when, like, because they're kind of up in the air because I'm not quite sure what's happening with them ousting the founder and what their next steps are going to be. But yeah, probably Dark Horse.
Yeah, they got bought by a Saudi conglomerate, I think it was, or something like that.
I thought they were Swedish, but I couldn't.
Oh yes, yeah, it was Swedish. Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Avatar Press. Yeah, like there are a lot of those smaller ones.
Yeah,
right, for sure.
Yeah, they probably make like all those ones probably make up 10% of the other pie that DC's probably got to be like what 50. Marvel's got to be 40. Like if you start breaking it down, I think DC probably has the bigger line share right now.
Based on sales?
On sales, yeah. Sales and even just the amount of books that they're producing. I think right now it's kind of shifted the other way. Because for a number of years, it was Marvel producing more books than them. Right. But I think right now it's more DC.
Well, DC definitely on quality, for sure.
Yeah, definitely on quality.
Hiritan asked, do you guys collect any vintage comics like silver or bronze age stuff? I grew up on that stuff, so I've got a ton of those downstairs in boxes, and I still collect every once in a while. Like I'll pick up the odd Hulks, I'll pick up some X-Men and stuff like that. But I also like a lot of the new stuff, and then a lot of indie. Like I support a lot of indie creators on Kickstarter, so that's where that's where I buy now mostly. Yeah,
there's predominantly indie right now. I'm torn right now because I'm picking up some occasional stuff. Like I said, I picked up those Spider-Man the DC Marvel stuff this week.
Right.
But right now, my other thing we've talked about this before. I've been struggling with the idea of, do I finish my X-Men run from 1 to 300 and get them all in nice numbers and nice grades?
That's a good question.
Or do I become like your neighbor there that doesn't care about grading and just doesn't have them all out there?
Let me tell you, Ernie's a legend, man.
Ernie's a legend.
Ernie is an absolute legend. He bought stuff off the newsstand for 12 cents. And yeah, man. He's got
also hindsight too, to think that he said, I want to pick up 2 or 3 copies for 12 cents.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he's Back to the Future. Ernie, if you're listening, if you're watching this, do you know the McFlys? It's like, you did a Biff thing where you
got the almanac.
You get foresight, guy.
The almanac.
Al says, going back to the comics, I'd hope Image were higher, but the Absolute series is doing gangbusters for DC last year and this so far. Yeah, most definitely. Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman are.
I wonder how long they could stay on this pace.
It's a good question.
You know what I mean? Like I give them all the props and everything, but there's, unfortunately, not to sound thing, I don't want to dissuade anybody, but like when you're on this much of a high, it's going to be a hard crash for them when things shift on them.
If they can lock in, kind of like Ghost Machine has, if they can lock in their creators, their creative teams for a couple of years and get like 2 or 3 trades out of them, then we'll see.
I think there's some of these ones are like the Batman one. I think he's already in the 2nd trade, so they're making good pace.
Or at least have the issues going in that will go into that 2nd trade.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Hiritan says, "Love Hulk and X-Men. Thanks, guys. No worries. The Hulk has been interesting because I've been
you've been a Hulk,
and I'm loving what they're doing. But this Hulk One Below All stuff, I got to wrap my head around." Him being basically a celestial kind of primordial being as opposed to just a dude who got hammered with gamma radiation. So it's interesting.
Is that the byproduct of the gamma, or is it just like some other?
It's the Green Door. They've kind of reworked the origin a little bit.
Okay, so it's been imbued.
Yes, and he's connected to the One Below All and the One Above All, and it's interesting because now he's kind of been separated from Banner.
Yeah, I saw something about that. Yeah.
I think it's not Infernal. There's a new title. He's something.
Yeah, I think it was like something like Infernal Hulk or something.
And he's like this mad demon version of him. So it's amazing. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah. So here it then says, I'm liking the Infernal Hulk run. Yeah. So if you want like Dragon Ball Z level of destruction with a little bit of Eldritch horror, that Hulk book's for you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And he says, yeah, they are speeding through it too. And I think he's referring to the absolute stuff. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Next thing I want to bring up is, you know what? Let's go to it.
What you got?
This is for you because I know you're a Trekkie.
I'm a Trekkie.
Star Trek Academy season 2, and this is going to go back to what we were talking about earlier, will end the series. So they're done with it after next season.
Yeah.
And this is courtesy of Variety. It says Starfleet Academy will end with its upcoming second season. Variety has learned exclusively. The show was originally picked up at Paramount Plus in 2023 with the streamer renewing the show for a second season before the first had aired. The first season debuted in January and aired its season finale on March 12th, while the second season recently wrapped production. We're incredibly proud of the ambition, passion, and creativity that went into bringing Star Trek Starfleet Academy to life. CBS Studios and Paramount Plus said in a joint statement, the series introduced audiences to a bold new group of characters, welcomed familiar faces, and expanded the Star Trek universe in exciting new ways. We're grateful to Alex Kurtzman, Noga Landau, Gaia Violo, the entire cast and crew who pushed storytelling boundaries in the spirit of Gene Roddenberry's vision. So, with looks like my computer is talking to me. Thank you.
It's talking to you?
Yeah, I think it's Siri.
Or like the text to speech?
Yeah, it might be that. So anyhow, what do you think about this getting canceled?
It was just inevitable.
Because I feel, and this is just me, this is exactly what Wonder Man is. I think Wonder Man was always planned to be two seasons, right? And it just fits into whatever their business model was. Like if it did well enough, they'd go to 2. And I have a feeling this was it as well too. And if it was a smashing success, then they'd extend it.
Yeah. So this one they shot, from what I understood, because when they announced it, I think halfway through it, they announced that they're already doing a second season. So I thought they were already shooting both of them back to back, just conserve on set production and everything. I think they had said something along those lines. And so season 2 was inevitable. And I think it's a lot of that they're trying to do now. But the discourse around this show is high. So I didn't even bother watching. I think I watched, I watched the very first 15 minutes of it and had to turn this off.
15 minutes?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's think about all the stuff that is wrong with Star Wars.
Right.
And times it by 10 in that brand, like the Star Wars brand that you see now that everybody hates.
So going where bad series have gone before? Is that
okay? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of modern tropes where it's like, yeah, I get what you're doing, but also they're retconning other stuff that there was, like, you're talking like this is even supposed to be farther in the future, another 100 or 1,000 years after generation.
Okay.
And it's still kind of flopping over some basic stories and stuff like that. Like this black character is, I think she's an AI, a self-conscious AI or something like that. That's a Starfleet thing. But all the stuff that I had seen on YouTube just
wait. Isn't that Data? They've done this, or that's already been done?
Yeah, but just not much like a hologram. I think she's a hologram too, or something.
But like wasn't the Doctor? Oh, so she's she's like the Doctor on.
But actually,
who could actually walk around and is physically okay.
Yeah,
you can physically touch them. All right, solid light. So Al Davis says the comm badge bit in the trailer repelled me from watching it at all.
I didn't even get to that part. Yeah. But yeah, like even like not the same thing, and not no shame or whatever. But this Klingon character, I think, that comes out as gay in the show, which kind of goes against the whole. I don't say it goes against the whole, but it's kind of it's a lot of like the modernizations of stuff where a lot of people, for at least Star Trek, they just kind of want to see. At least I advocate for. Give me the same universe, but give me different stories with compelling stories. This is not so much.
Right.
Right.
So kind of going against the brand is what you're saying.
A lot of it goes against the brand from what I understand and what I heard online. And it wasn't even like you're going against the brand, like something like Andor, and it's different and unique, but has great story. It's really campy, and just looking at the trailers, it sounded campy. So I'm like, I'm not too sure how you got to the editing floor and didn't see some of this stuff.
Is it one of those cases where this would have worked if it was another show? Right?
I don't even think that
it wasn't a Star Trek show, right? Because you can argue like the Orville does Star Trek better
than Star Trek. Yeah.
Right. So if this was another show, another IP, but it had the same kind of storyline, whatever, it could find its own audience. But going this way, you can kind of alienate.
Oh, totally.
Or Trekkers.
Yeah.
Or Trekkies.
Yeah, Trekkies. Yeah. I consider myself a Trekkie, and I've watched the last couple Star Trek shows, like the Discovery one. I didn't mind that. There were some points that were it was borderline towards the end there, but right. I still think they were doing some interesting stories. More or less, not even this is not that. Right?
Got it. Al says the writers really didn't know the ideals of the universe or specificity in each alien race. A gay Klingon bird watching Pete's Nick. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, not that it can't exist. It just doesn't seem like what a Klingon is, right? Because you know what's kind of interesting, like, just not to switch to Invincible, but it's kind of like the Viltrumites are a certain way. And if they're not a certain way, it's like, what are you doing? Like, Romulans are a certain way.
Yeah.
Right? Sith are a certain way. Like, if a Sith was like, rule of two, who needs it? Let's have 7 of us.
Yeah.
And we'll have picnics and chill and team meetings at the end of every.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what am I watching here? Right. But if it was a different kind of show with a different kind of thing set up, then for sure.
Like, you have like 30, not even 30, what you talking probably like 50 years of mythos built into stuff, and you're just like, okay, now you're just going against the grain for the sake of going against the grain and not writing good stories, right?
So I had this discussion with a buddy of mine, right? And Al says, write poetry in the park. Where it's like, you go to certain restaurants because you want a certain thing, right? So you don't go to McDonald's to get a Whopper. You don't go to Domino's to get a submarine sandwich or a hero sandwich if you're in the States. You want a Big Mac, for instance, from McDonald's, and you don't want it with 5 patties. You want it with 2 patties and the special sauce or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know how people are when your food order gets messed up. People lose their mind.
Same thing with sci-fi.
So maybe this is kind of like the cautionary tale for shows. Yeah. So you want a Bond movie? Give us Bond stuff. You want a Fast and Furious movie? Give us car racing. Like, you don't want them on bicycles riding around doing stuff. Like, not saying that can't be exciting. It's just not a Fast and Furious.
No, yeah. Like, you could have aspects of it. Like, yeah, they ride bikes here and there depending on the chase scene or whatever scene or whatever. That's one thing. But if the whole thing was bikes versus cars, and much less, NOS high octane cars, you'd be hard pressed to keep the same audience. And I think that's the same thing with Star Trek in a lot of ways. Like, we look back, and really Deep Space Nine was such a big gamble. But when you look back on it, they didn't deviate too much. And they did the thing where they even had, like, I forgot that Cisco did the crossover episode before they did it, right?
Yeah. Because that was the one where they had, I think, the tension with he and
Picard. A lot of tension.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, man, you killed my wife, Picard. Like, come on.
Yeah. If that doesn't get you mad at somebody, right? And it's also a way, because then it makes Picard not as infallible, right? Yeah. That was kind of what they were doing, like when he got hit with the Borg and all that kind of stuff, right? So now, just sharing here, we're just going to switch to...
Afternoon, Scott. Afternoon. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Hey, Scott. How you doing? Project Hail Mary is killing it at the box office. Like, absolutely on fire. 80 million opening weekend, and apparently it is the highest grossing original IP, or other than Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer was the last one to cross 80 mil. So
is that considered an original IP?
Well, yeah, because it comes from a novel, right?
Okay. No, but that's kind of like a versus like something like Sinners, right?
Sinners is an original IP too, but I don't think they hit at 80 million.
I don't think so. No, I think they were like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So some question the wisdom of Amazon MGM choosing to open Project Hail Mary in March rather than the traditionally more lucrative summer months. Now that the movie is out, nobody's questioning anymore. The sci-fi adventure starring Ryan Gosling and directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller opened to 80 million at the domestic box office and 140 million worldwide. That's a
Good.
tremendous start for the $200 million film and a record opening for Amazon MGM. It's also the second best opening for star Ryan Gosling, short of 2023's Barbie, which opened to 162 million.
Yeah, Barbie's a little bit of a
Yeah, Barbie's something else. As a sci-fi epic, Project Hail Mary performed well on IMAX and other large premium formats, according to Deadline. And this is courtesy of Newsweek, by the way. IMAX and PLF showings accounted for 54% of the film's box office returns. With strong reviews and positive word of mouth, it's a safe bet that Project Hail Mary will hold on strongly next week. If it can manage a drop in the range of 50% or better, then Project Hail Mary will cement its status as a bona fide hit. It's definitely on my list to watch.
Same here. Yeah. Let's see how the weekend goes. I might just pop in and check it out because it's at the theater that's close by to me. So why not, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Why not watch something I need to think?
Yeah, Al, I agree with you. It will make him a proper A-lister now, and then you combine that with Starfighter or
Starfighter 1 year. He's been on a run this last.
I keep wanting to call it the last Starfighter. Like, I'm sorry,
Star Wars Starfighter. It should be,
right? Yeah,
but they're remaking that too. I heard they're remaking the last Starfighter.
Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could see that. And I'm going to try and catch it this week, but I want it in IMAX. I love space movies, like Gravity and stuff like that. Give me that stuff in IMAX all day. I just want to be immersed.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't catch it in IMAX. The closest IMAX theater by me, I think, is either up in Stony Creek or Burlington. So it's going to be.
You might have to Uber there, my man, and pack a bag.
Overnight bag. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I do want to see it. Don't get me wrong. I do want to see it.
Yeah. So it's funny because I think they're going to have to rethink, like, what constitutes like a banner time to release a movie. If a movie's good, people are going to see it. But when you think about it, hey, J-Man, how you doing? Yes, J Jobs always come first. Absolutely. And absolutely. Hit the like button, guys. But if a movie's good and it's opening up essentially, this is a dead window, man.
It's a dead zone, yeah. It's a dead zone until like what, May, I think, probably?
Yeah. There's the movie with Zoe Beats or Zazie Beats. I can't remember.
Zazie Beats? Yeah.
They will kill you all or something like that. So that's going to open, and that's going to be a niche.
It's a niche one, right? That's almost like a Kill Bill type movie. And I don't know if I like the idea of it. I saw the trailers. I still don't get what the hook is.
Oh, I'm just going for the death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. February was a dead zone until Deadpool came along. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Zazie Beats movie comes out.
Comes out tomorrow? Okay, that's interesting.
And poor Al, you must be living near Vaughan because the nearest IMAX is probably 50 miles away. That's unfortunate. Far. That's far. But like, if a movie's good, why put it in the theaters when there's mad competition? Because I'm sure, like I'm sure who opened up opposite Titanic? Was it Tomorrow Never Dies? It was some Bond film.
I can't remember. Yeah, it would have been something like that. Yeah.
But like, it's crazy when you have a film that's going to be in all the megaplexes and it's like mad popular.
Yeah,
you sometimes can get drowned out. And so if you're the only one screaming at a certain time of the year, people will hear you.
Yeah, and I think so. That goes quickly before we get down too far. I think that's happening with. I read somewhere that that's going to happen with Avengers Doomsday because I think Dune has all the IMAX theaters.
Wow!
So they're going to double down on more of the standard theaters and go more wide-reaching with the standard and leave all the IMAX alone to Dune. But even still, that's day and date here in China as well too. That'll make $1 billion.
J-Man's gonna hit that at 4:30. I wish I could join you. Yeah, and they will kill you is the Zazie Beats.
Yeah, they okay. Yeah.
And I do want to see it because it's kind of bonkers. It's kind of like The Raid meets John Wick or Joan Wick. Um, and it looks interesting.
It looks interesting.
I can't lie.
Yeah. It gives me a lot of more modern Kill Bill vibes for some reason every time I see it. It's trailer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Alden says Mr. H was saying that about Moana. It's in a dead zone for 3 weeks until Doomsday, I think. Yeah, and it probably should have opened during March break.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you like that kind of movie, if you're gonna open a dead zone, open
for
it
kids,
in March break. Yeah. Because even if you're on vacation, you can see it while you're on vacation. And the people who aren't going anywhere, they can see it all week. Right? They don't have to wait until I gotta work or whatever.
Yeah. But I'll make a heavy weekend. What's killing me is I don't know if you see all the
the pictures of
the rock with the wig.
the wig looks kind of rough, and I
That's
think
kind of funny. They're killing him.
I'm not sure they got rid of his nipples or not, but that was interesting.
Oh, did they? I didn't pay attention to Rock. Yeah. It's weird seeing him back at that size. Well, I know he shot it before. I think he shot that before he shot the other one that he shrunk down for.
Maybe.
Right. So, because they shot that like a year or two ago. It's been a while that they've been sitting on that for a bit for Disney. It's a jam-packed year, man. It's a jam-packed year of all kinds of goodies. Like that new Steven Spielberg one looks really interesting.
Oh yeah, J-Man's not feeling it going from animation to live action. It does look weird. It
does look weird.
It looks weirdly completely CG.
Yeah, and then the kid, for some reason, not the sound thing, the girl that they chose, I feel like she has a big forehead. That's just
don't be like that, Vaughn.
I'm just a hater.
You are a hater.
I'm just a Disney hater.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard this, but
I saw that. Yeah, they're getting
Epic Games laying off 1,000 employees.
Yeah, that's harsh, man. That's harsh. That's unfortunate because the thing that for some of the people that like I generally like while I'm working, I'm watching streams and working and keeping my ear to the ground based on the gaming industry stuff. I watch a lot of Twitch, a lot of YouTube guys. And the last 2 years has been like the game studios apocalypse. They've laid off close to over 100,000 people, whether it's game studios or game affiliated companies and brands as well too, have just been kind of cutting workers like crazy. Right? Xbox, when Xbox did theirs, the other thing, they purged 10,000 people or something like that between some of their studios and everything. So it's just like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
completely unfortunate. And I'm not quite sure what's happening. Although the other news, which I think we spoke about briefly, but I don't know how in depth we got into it, but Sora is dead.
Yeah, they killed it. They're making a huge pivot based on they're trying to get back. So quickly, OpenAI is kind of getting killed by the fact that they went broad reaching. So now they're looking to kind of reassess and they're kind of doing their focus. They're pushing where Claude and these other guys are winning is more like the enterprise level stuff. So they're kind of pivoting away from the AI slop kind of machine. And also, it was costing them a ton of money.
Oh, sure.
Just for the AI inferences to create.
And the energy too, right?
And the energy to create like AI slop where you could do that or you could do what YouTube's doing and YouTube's just to do clips for AI slop and YouTube's just killing them, eating their lunch with shorts, right?
Yeah, AI.
Yeah.
The scourge of every artist.
It's the scourge of every artist. It is a thing, but I mean, it is useful. Don't get me wrong in a lot of stuff, but I can see the art part of me always has an issue with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was always wondering why they even went into that deal. And it's just like you're kind of cannibalizing the people that treasure you the most, which is the artists for a company like Disney.
Disney doesn't exist without artists.
No.
Right? Whether it's concept, animation, the people doing the comic books, they don't exist.
Or just aspirations for the idea that, Disney kind of set as a lot of people as they're growing up, Disney set the precedent in their mind to say, I love animation, I love art, I want to be an artist.
Even though they may not have been the best to their artists.
No, totally, yeah.
Which is just
and that's the thing. As you grow up, you learn that more. But as a kid, and you're watching these movies, that was just awe-inspiring. Right?
Mhm.
And as you grew up and you learned the business and learn what goes into the business, you learn that half of these big companies that have the artists and have all these brands treat their low-level guys like shit, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's hard, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, Vaughn, we're going to wrap it up here,
Yeah,
but
keep it tight. Yeah.
you got something in the mail.
Oh, I did. So
And this is good news for our backers, you know, and I'm happy that you've
yeah.
got it, but I'm going to give you the full stage on this one.
Oh yeah. So for all the guys that have supported us, thank you again for everybody that helped support Atrium. But also, I just got the hardcover version in today from the printer. So I'm just going through this, but we have the full hardcover with like not dust jacket, but like, you know what I mean? And so far, I am loving this.
That's a pretty sweet looking proof cover.
Yeah, proof cover, a great cover by Paul Lemgenko.
Yeah, Paul Lemgenko did the cover for
Right,
that.
did a great job on it. And so this sample, so far from what I see, it has no issues. So we're going to probably be getting these, putting in the order. So I'm hoping by mid next month, we'll be able to get everybody books back out to them for the backers and everything. And thanks again to everybody that supported it.
Yeah, no,
Right.
Absolutely. A huge thank you to everyone that that backed us on that and made that possible. And the book looks amazing. So yeah, I can't wait to get that in my hands, and I can't wait to get that into backers' hands. So hopefully,
all the orders are coming to your house. So you should get to your heads. You're gonna be lugging up the stairs. That's
I'm gonna be. Is it Gollum? Mine. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man.
Yeah. So everyone, I just want to thank you all for coming in and joining us, and for all the amazing comments. Scott, Al, J-Man, thank you for everything.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Please like, subscribe. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday for the next 6 weeks because I'm teaching some art courses. We're going to do it a little earlier. Our normal time will be 2, but we're going to try to do it for 1:30, and then by about May 1st or so.
Yeah.
So after free comic book day, we'll go back to our regular time at 2. So we'll do this every Wednesday, and then we'll also then be continuing our stuff that we do on the regular.
Yeah.
But peace and love, absolutely, Al. Peace and love to you and everyone else that tuned in, felt the need to comment. We totally enjoy all the interactions, and we'll see you, at least for this one, in 7.
Have a good one.